It's a great pleasure to be here today. Thank you, Carol VARNEY and BAVC, for hosting us all. My name is John Geschke. I'm the Senior Vice President and General Counsel at Zendesk. And along with my much more talented colleagues, Tiffany Epshinsky, who can't be here today, she's our Director of Public Affairs, and Megan Trotter, our Community Programs Manager, I help to manage and oversee the corporate social responsibility initiatives at Zendesk. When Zendesk first moved to the Central Market and Tenderloin District in 2011, one of the things we heard loudly and clearly from residents, the city, and nonprofits alike was the importance of hiring locally. Now, we're a growing technology company, and like many growing technology companies, we're constantly in search of a wide array of specific talents, and those can be hard to find in the Bay Area, even in California, much less in the 7 square miles of San Francisco or a specific neighborhood in San Francisco. But fortunately, Zendesk has a wonderful relationship with the Mayor's Office of Economic and Workforce Development. We currently sit on the city's Workforce Investment Board. This is where we learned about TechSF, an initiative that partners with local job training programs like BAVC to provide relevant vocational skills training in the IT field. Several conversations we had over the last year or so with BAVC and TechSF led us to the realization that the fastest way Zendesk could help create jobs in technology would be to train resident San Franciscans on our product. This could potentially fast-track them not only to a support job at Zendesk, but at some of the tens of thousands of organizations that use Zendesk to manage their customer support. And even if not employed in an organization that uses Zendesk, well, we might be disappointed, the students will still have a foundation in customer support and customer experience, as well as using and navigating state-of-the-art technology. That's a fundamental foundation for almost any career in the 21st century. So now I'd like to introduce Mayor Ed Lee, with whom Zendesk has had a fantastic relationship over the last 4 years. Mayor Lee has regularly and passionately impressed upon us and our fellow companies who call San Francisco home the importance of job creation, especially as it pertains to opening up pathways in the highly competitive tech industry. So please join me in warmly welcoming the Mayor of San Francisco, Ed Lee.
John, thank you for that introduction, and I'm glad to be here at BAVC, and it's great to see this is the third cohort of our folks coming through TechSF and finding the Zendesk basics to be something they really want to go through this boot camp and learn. But, you know, John, to be quite candid with you, I haven't, you know, as passionate as I am, I hadn't had to work that hard with Zendesk. You know, I think there's a lot of passion there to be matched with the cities about building strong neighborhoods. And I just want to say again, thank you to the leadership. Give my best to Mikkel and entire staff there, because you know, as strong and as passionate as we are in the city about our job training, particularly for the 21st century jobs, we need partners that are even more enthusiastic than we are, because it's that kind of sense of neighborhood and volunteerism that takes the extra weekends, the extra hours, the extra attitude to folks that are in the community looking to see if they can gain some skill sets for the new jobs. And you know what BAVC is doing here in this collaboration with TechSF is really establishing a really good training for people to say, I have the confidence. I don't have to be at the best program engineering schools of the country in order to gain one of these fantastic jobs and be sustainable and support. We've often said that the technology industry actually establishes 4 to 5 other jobs that are sustainable in the long run because of their presence and what they're doing in creating their applications or establishing all of the technology kinds of industries that we're already seeing happen, not just in mid-market, but throughout Soma and the entire city. So I'm glad to see this happen, because it's one of the many ways, and I know Zendesk is not just focused on job training. They're actually doing a huge amount of philanthropic work, support for our lowest income, the institutions that they're next to, opening up their offices to allow for the use of community space, to all of that as a reflection of their very strong volunteerism within the community benefit agreements. And they're worth singling out because I think they've really, along with my good friend Mr. Benioff and Salesforce, they've really set the gold standard for what we would really want to have happen in this city. And quite frankly, we need it because technology for many years, and I think people right in this room have remembered those years when we talked about the digital divide and how any of us would be able to catch up with a fast-growing industry, whether it was Comcast or whether it was these internet essentials that they were providing, or even the telephone companies. They were going so fast that we didn't think the jobs were going to be there for us. And we need this kind of link, if you will, to those jobs. And again, I emphasize you don't have to be programmers. You could definitely be quality assurance folks. You could be people that are helping with customer service. You can be people that are actually using their artistic talent to be able to design websites and be of great support. And these days, more and more, as companies establish their products, they actually, quite frankly, need that support mechanism in order to grow. And this is why I think it's so promising that we have the third, and I hope there's a fifth and 10th cohort of trainees that come out with the fantastic skill sets that are being offered here so that they can really join in a very comfortable way the movement towards the digital jobs that are present here in the city, and that we also will signal to the companies that I look forward to their literally going through TechSF and hiring the folks that are coming out here out of these basic training. So I'm all for not only the training, but for what we can excitedly see and actually assure people that these weeks of boot camping and learning very quickly is truly a boot camp, because you're going to go right into job opportunities that are right there. And that our tech companies don't have to be looking across the waters for talent that they have. They can look right here in San Francisco and be part of a fulfilling promise that the prosperity that we see in the city can be shared with everyone with these very basic things that we're doing, honoring training, having an open door policy, having a good neighbor policy, having community benefits that are at the forefront of as much as the success of a company as it is getting their products out and getting them properly designed and engineered and sold. I can't thank Supervisor Kim enough, because she's been a strong advocate with me as we started this whole conversation about mid-market. I think we're beginning to see some strong indications coming to fruition. Not everybody's there yet, but it does take time. And we do have a lot of folks that are coming online. They're indicating their support. You know, I love the fact that we are beginning to focus on those gaps, whether they're women, Black girls who code, other different groups that we know have gaps in their ability to connect up with our technology industry, and then to be able to connect up this industry with other jobs. You know, more and more we're seeing technology come melting into the entire healthcare industry, the hospitality industry, local manufacturing. You can't see a line of manufacturing anymore without the iPad overlay that's counting and censoring all the different aspects of manufacturing. So I want to say, all in all, this is a great day. This is a great year to really embrace these kinds of programs, and I'm thankful to, again, to the Bay Area Video Coalition, as well as TechSF for joining us as a city and for partnering up with Zendesk to provide this kind of support. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Mayor Lee, for being here today, and thank you to your staff and to Zendesk, and especially thank you to all of the students who have just are graduating today from the Zendesk training. Thanks for being here. I'm Carol VARNEY. I'm the Executive Director at BAVC, and it's a pleasure to see so many of you here today. When we partnered with Zendesk for this employer-driven training, it made a lot of sense to us because, not just because we're the coordinator for the TechSF initiative for the city of San Francisco, but because BAVC has been providing employer-driven training for the tech and media arts industry in San Francisco for more than 15 years. In fact, I was just chatting with a photographer from the Chronicle earlier today who's taken classes here, and we also train folks from places like ModCloth, from Mother Jones, from all kinds of tech and media companies around the city. And we've been doing this again for many years and in many different ways. Another thing that we're doing through the TechSF initiative is offering networking events like Nerd Underground, which is something that we came up with through the support of the city, to provide opportunities for contract workers or those who have been newly trained in new skills to meet people who are hiring. And Zendesk was actually very generous in offering their space to us for 2 of those Nerd Undergrounds so far. So we're also very thankful to Zendesk for that. I also wanted to just mention Gig Union, another initiative through the TechSF program, which is support that we provide for contract workers and individually employed folks, helping them to up their skills, to create networking opportunities for them, to help them with their taxes. And recently, we created a program with Freelancers Union in New York so that anyone who's a member of Gig Union, and right now we have more than 500 members in the Bay Area, is also eligible to get healthcare and other kinds of insurance support through that. Next year is BAVC's 40th anniversary, which is pretty amazing, and I feel like our mission of helping folks to tell their stories to make social change has been happening for 39 years now and continues to happen, and it's pretty incredible to be a technology organization in San Francisco that's been around for that long, and we feel like the reason we've been around that long is because we continue to innovate, and it's programs like this Zendesk training that help us to keep innovating. So thank you again to Zendesk for having us do this training for you. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Joe, I think, who is the trainer from Zendesk, who can start the graduation. Thank you.
Well, thanks for your kind words, everyone. I'm Joe. I work at Zendesk. I've been at Zendesk for about 3 years, and I'm going to present our certificates to our graduates. First up, we have Patrick. Thank you. Rosemary. Gary. There's Gary. Michael. Winston. Sorry, Winston. Meow. Kit. Emmanuel. Marcel. Thank you, everyone. Photo op time? Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Excuse me, sir.